We could collapse the American carceral system within a year, and here's how. 98% of all criminal cases never see trial. They end in plea deals, coerced confessions dressed up as negotiations. In the early 20th century, the legal establishment called plea bargaining what it was: abuse. By the 1960s, however, the system as a whole embraced it. And by the 1970s, the war on crime made plea bargaining essential infrastructure. In 1984, the government passed the Sentencing Reform Act, which stripped judges of discretionary power and handed all of that authority over to the prosecution. The DAs could stack charges sky high and then offer you a deal. You either accept 5 years for sure or risk doing 20 years at trial. That's not a choice, that's extortion. Federal plea bargains rose from 84% in 1984 to 98% today. State criminal systems reflected the same pattern, where 90 to 95% of all cases are resolved by plea bargains. Contemporary prosecutors do not influence the outcomes of criminal cases. They manufacture them. Carceral scholars obsess over reform and the system's tendency to lean towards punishment. And this is because it's assumed that the purpose of the criminal justice system is to dispense justice. Justice does not motivate the carceral system, it justifies it. And if you strip away the fancy language, then you can see it for what it really is: human trafficking at an industrial scale. The 98% plea rate does not reflect justice. It is a logistical necessity. It only works because people surrender. If we instead imagine the criminal justice system as a supply chain, its vulnerabilities become immediately apparent. In this instance, its choke point is the human resources necessary for jury trials. So what would happen if every New Yorker demanded their day in court? In 2024, New York City prosecuted 180,000 arrests, 43,000 felonies, and 136,000 misdemeanors. A felony trial requires 12 jurors. A misdemeanor trial requires 6. If we do the math, including alternate jurors, it comes out to about 1.5 to 2.9 million jurors. That's 29 to 56% of all eligible jury duty New Yorkers. But that is just fully prosecuted arrests. If we include the entire docket, all cases, even if they haven't been adjudicated in 2024, that jury requirement increases 2.99 million to 4.7 million. 57 to 90% of all New Yorkers. That is essentially every single person from 18 to 65. The courts would not be able to handle the cases, the jails would not be able to hold the defendants, and the city couldn't spare the jurors. It wouldn't just be the New York City criminal justice system, the entire New York City economy would grind to a halt. The carceral state survives on preemptive compliance.